back into it. Would you like to see a recap? No, that's okay. We are playing it in sequence, doing 2 episodes a day, and I believe this is the last one. So I hope we get some resolution, because this is a lot. You open your eyes. It's a new day. Last night seems so far away. You can almost pretend the horrors you witnessed in the annex were nothing but a nightmare, chased away by the harsh morning light. An involuntary shudder runs down your spine, but your thoughts interrupted by the buzz of your phone on the nightstand. Hey, hope you're feeling okay. Tabitha too. Still trying to wrap my head around what she did last night. I haven't been able to get a hold of Stella today. How about you? Check your messages. Nothing from Stella. Text Stella? This is possibly the worst thing you could do. Send a nervous puppet. Hey, how's my favorite cryptid hunter? This one's good. Hey, I'm kind of worried after you ran off last night. Text me as soon as you get the chance. You wait for a few minutes silently. Your message sits undelivered. Dialer? Hey, what's up? Haha, just kidding. I'm not able to come to the phone right now. This is actually a recording of my voice. It isn't really me. Technology, huh? Anyway, leave a message or don't. I never check this thing. The mailbox is full and cannot accept messages at this time. I haven't heard from her either. That's not good. I think we should try looking for her. Let's meet up in town. Looks like you have your morning plans in order. First, we check on Dustin and Dustin's mom. You open the drawers. They both have a bread now. Human is back. Maybe change their mind about eating us. Could be the end of Dustin and Dustin, Mom. I will never eat you. I love you. Dustin Mom know better than to trust. When pushed out to shove, survival more important than friendship. Dustin Mom spend too much time outside. It's different inside. There are enough bread for everyone here. No need to eat friends. Oh, Dustin still have childhood innocence. Hope. Dustin get to keep that innocence forever. I guess the glass house still has a squatter. Tried to reclaim glass house last night, but asshole squatter too big and strong. Dustin Mom stand no chance. Might have to live in Dustin house forever. Human big and strong too. Maybe possibly more big and strong than asshole squatter. You fight? Give Dustin Mom glass house back? Oh man. Anything for you, Dustin. Yeah. Squatter have sharp thing on head. Human be careful. But Dustin Mom would be eternally grateful to human. Dustin too. I should get going. Okay. I fucking love them. That's that. Check the closet. Ah. There's no denying it. The doll moved at some point in your most recent visit. Your long-dead relative's creepy doll isn't the only thing that's different. Someone was in here. And judging by the residue they left behind, you're pretty sure you know the culprit. It means he was in your room. He was there while you were out the previous day. Or did he enter while you slept unawares, just a few feet away? Something to mull over for the rest of the day. Take a shower. Step into the guest bathroom, into the shower. Feels good to wash away the grime of last night's haunting, but eventually you'll have to leave this place and confront the rest of the day. In the meantime, think about the door in the clinic. You're drawn to it even now. You'll be going back there today, you're sure of it. Think about your cousin and the burdens, both physical and metaphysical, she took on herself. The afterlife, and it's undeniably real at this point. What you've seen is terrifying. Stella running off last night. Duke in the image of him lying there, slumped against a tree. Scrub feverishly trying to scrape the memories from your skin. Think about Sybil's warning. Think about Wayne. Think about someone special. Think about finally being out of this hellhole. Think the clinic. You're done here. Turn off the faucet and dry yourself. Head downstairs. It's time to face your cousin. In the light of day, she looks even more physically worn than she did last night. Her blonde hair is streaked with white, and fresh creases line her features, accentuating her frown. They're striking. This week, of all weeks. As if I didn't have enough on my plate already. Your cousin's posture's tense, but that isn't really surprising. All things considered, you probably don't have long before she leaves to handle the strike. I could just sell the mine. Get out while you can. I'm not giving up like that. This is Scarlet mine. It's not just going to cash out on our family's legacy. I'm bringing the mine back to life, one way or another. Bro, it's a mine. I hope the others in town start treating you better. They've already made up their minds about me. It doesn't matter what other people think, though. They don't know me. How are you looking up? You look, old? I'm well aware. I have a mirror. I appreciate your concern, but I'd rather not talk about it. Damn. Yo, I was just thinking this without saying anything, but if the stuff with the ghost last night winds up making it harder for you to have kids, I'm not gonna say that because that's incredibly fucking rude to a single woman who's aging. It feels good, doesn't it, getting rid of something our family left behind like that? Wow, this seems like the wrong thing to say. Like, if she said this, it would be one thing, but you can't say this when she's taken the brunt. Um, do you regret it? I appreciate your concern, but I'd rather not talk about it. Does that answer your question? So ghosts are real. I can't get over that. I can. What does it actually change about anything? I was probably gonna die young anyways. I still have a mind to run. Right. You heard anything about Stella? Can't get a hold of her. No, but that's not newsworthy. I'm sure she's just processing what happened last night. We weren't the only ones who were traumatized. The strike? How are you feeling about the strike? You can be honest. Conflicted. It's gonna be tough, despite what a lot of people would have you believe. I'm not relishing the opportunity to pick a fight with my men. I don't think many people take pleasure in breaking strikes. Perlan would have, but that's not me. I don't know, it's complicated. Everything's so complicated. They must have predicted the strike. I'm usually pro-union, but no. Fuck that. Do you know what they want? Just give them what they want. It's probably the right thing to do. I don't know what they want yet, but I can assure whatever that is, I probably can't give it to them. Not now. I'm barely keeping things afloat right now. It's been that way for a while. I want to be able to give the people more time off, give them raises, but I need more time to fix things before I can afford to do that. But the way to do that is to, like, level with them, be very clear. Like, yes, you will get all of your demands when we can make that happen. She's clearly not living high on the hog here. Like, do you know what they want? I haven't seen a list of demands, but I'm sure it's the usual. I promise you that if any one of them were in my shoes for a month, they'd be singing a different tune. Okay. You should probably get going, right? Yeah. I dawdled long enough. Stay safe. No more hijinks. Let me know if you get in trouble, okay? Tabitha slips past you, her heavy boots thudding down the hall as she marches away to face her employees. Time to figure out the rest of your day. Talk to Frau Frau, of course. You walk over to the cat. Oh, c'est toi. I don't speak French. Missed you last night, Frau Frau. You ever let me pet you? Um... Thanks for not attacking the possums that live in my drawer. They're friends. If anything bad ever happened to them, there would be hell to pay. Of course you would consider those rats to be your friends. I will not dirty my claws with their diseased flesh. They can't be diseased. Do you know anything about the stone carvings in town? I am not here to be your commentator. Chien detective, je suis un chat. I am here to watch you flail about in the darkness. I am not here to provide answers to whatever mysteries you've confound your feeble American mind. Alright. You ever gonna let me pet you? It has been known to happen perhaps once a day, when you have earned the right, but don't count on it, disgusting human. Missed you last night, Frau. That makes one of us. Nod respectfully. She scoffs, her tail twitching in annoyance. We can sense she's less annoyed than she usually is. Maybe she's getting used to you. Bye, Frau. Good talk. She scoffs as you turn away. Alright. Garden. Whoever kicked it, you better look into it before you head to town. The air's chilly today. Overcast sky hanging oppressively over the weed-choked flower beds. Gotta go to the greenhouse. Start carefully picking your way through the underbrush. It doesn't take much effort to find a path of cuttings. Cuttings of prickly raspberry bushes and tangled vines litter the ground around the greenhouse. The glass house, one could say. You step towards the door. You did see a little thing here. It's sealed shut by a lock. You catch a brief glimpse of a horned shadow through the ancient clouded glass. It was a goat. So this is Dustin's mom's squatter. Yo, the double? Keen eye and talk to animals? Talk to the goat? What's your name, little guy? Goat? What are you doing in the greenhouse? Human put me here. Can't comprehend. Pretty sweet digs, honestly. Stays nice and warm. There's plenty to eats, too. Did the human have big brown coat and boots? Coat like, what, fur? Nah, not brown fur, yellow fur. Just on top, like all you humans. I don't know what boots are. Can't help you there. Where'd you come from, little guy? Farm. Used to be with other guys like me. Kinda miss 'em. Not that much. Don't gotta share anymore. Examine the lock. Looks sturdy. You'll need some kind of tools. Maybe Stella or Kanika could lend a hand. I'll leave you to it then. See ya, or not. It's a wild world out there. Damn. You investigated the garden. With Stella missing, it's best not to keep Kanika waiting for much longer. Damn, I was wondering if we could broker a deal. You up with PG&J? If Stella's MIA, who knows when you get the chance to eat. You make yourself a PB&J for the long day ahead of you. And that's that. Head to town. Head to the front door and begin to trek to town. Sun shines down through a thin layer of clouds, illuminating the path. Got these guys being way more brazen. In a watery gray light. Glimpses of pale figures dot your periphery. You haven't seen ditchlings in the middle of the day before. They're getting bolder. You continue the trek to town. You pause to stare out at the mountain range beyond the holler, contemplating a world that's blissfully unaware of the danger-threatening citizens of this tiny town. The world outside feels less real with each passing day, as the strange reality of what's happening in Scarlet Hollow gently uproots what you'd taken You've always taken to be the truths of your world. Every day, worries seem distant, overshadowed by fear and dread that hasn't stopped building since the moment you stepped off that bus. It isn't long until your journey from the estate's over. You once again find yourself on the main street of Scarlet Hollow. Kanika. Bronwyn. You made it down the hill in one piece. Thank God. I didn't realize there were so many of them dishlings around, or I would have driven up to get you. Can't believe they're outside during the day. It feels wrong. Anyway, how's Tabitha doing? She's coping, but not well. She's taken on too many burdens. I guess she has, hasn't she? Sacrificing herself like that isn't exactly what I expected from her. It's definitely making me question if I actually knew the real Tabitha, or just been tricked into buying some front she puts on to intimidate. I don't like how much I've been forced to question my perception of reality lately. This sucks. How are you holding up? Damn. Could flirt with her. It's interesting. I'm mostly worried about Stella right now. I feel better when we find her. Bad. Excited mostly. Can't wait to find out what horrors we'll witness today. Keeping it together. Not feeling much of anything right now. Doesn't matter how I feel. We got work to do. I'm gonna take the moment to do a little flirt. Me? Oh my gosh, you're too much. I feel better too now that you're here. Even with everything we've been going through. Being around you feels somehow safe. How are you mentally? That's a great question. Concept of how the world should work's being shattered a little bit more each day. So that's cool. Every day I feel more and more like I need to get out of this town before it swallows me whole. But I also keep feeling like there are too many reasons to stay. Like right now I can't leave till I know Stella's okay. With her folks gone, the only people she has are her friends. And as her bestie, I can't let her go running off into the woods to get eaten by Bigfoot. My mom is just so chill right now, it's driving me nuts. She's not giving me any answers about the shit she pulled last night. It's just weird. Sorry, I'm ranting. But thanks so much for asking. It was really thoughtful of you. It helped to talk about. If you ever need someone to rant at, I'd be happy to return the favor. I am this person right here. I'm supposed to go see your mom at some point. Maybe she'll shed some light on things. Your mom's definitely a witch. That's accurate, but you know. Your mom's definitely a witch. Kanika laughs. My mom? The crystals and herbs lady? No way. I mean, if she were, that would mean everything I thought and knew was wrong, and my whole life has been a lie. So no, she's not a witch. Witches aren't real. Case closed. End of story. Girl, come on now. I'm supposed to talk to your mom at some point today. Maybe she'll shed some light on things. I'm not sure what she's planning to tell you today. She could have told us all last night. Maybe she's going to read your fortune. Maybe she should stop making fun of her whole new Mystic Age vibe. Lots happened the past couple days. Girl, how could you say your mom's not a witch when she reads tarot, tea, the stones, New Age? Come on. Come on. Still, there'll be plenty of time for tea after we look for Stella. Got any leads? Hadn't had a chance to talk to anyone else, so nope, none so far. She ran north last night. Doesn't mean she didn't double back. Try not to worry too much. It's possible she's safe somewhere, just not answering her phone, but I don't want to bet on that. Ghosts, huh? Yeah, ghosts. I don't know about you, but I'm currently staving off a massive existential crisis about the state of matter and what that being alive means. So, if you keep with the concept of preservation of matter and, like, the whole... the information is destroying me. Wonder if it means if there's a heaven or hell. Should figure out who's right. Actually thrilled. Maybe we can be a professional. Fuck that. This information is destroying me. Same here, buddy. At this point, I'd much rather turned out the whole town-wide gas leak from the mines Then I could leave town, return to the normal world where there ain't any creepy ghouls or ghosts prowling around. Still, everyone experienced the same thing. Can't believe I'm saying this, but I think we ought to operate under the assumption that ghosts are real from here on out. Alright. Get started. Yeah, we're burning daylight. Where to go first? Let's go to our house. Definitely. Probably should have done that before coming to you all the way down here, but to be honest, I was scared of wandering off by myself, just in case I ran into any other whores from beyond the veil. It'd be great if this turns out to be nothing, and she's just asleep in bed. I hope she's not dead. You make your way towards Cell House. The door is pristine as any wooden door. No bloody handprints in sight. No telltale signs of Wayne's absent. If something happened here, it didn't involve him. At least not at the front door. You come to a hill in a forest. So good. Kanika knocks anxiously at the door. It creaks open. The house is quiet, the world outside muffled, as you take a cautious step over the threshold into the muted air of the living room. No excitable pug to greet you at the door. You have a feeling that no, Stella is not going to emerge from the shadows to sleepily greet you. Nobody's here. I don't think Wayne came knocking at the front door either. You're right, I don't see any goop. Unless he grabbed himself some gloves, I doubt he'd touch the front door. It doesn't mean he didn't come in some other way. Should we go in? Right? Yeah, we should go in. Aside from the corner of the room dedicated to Gretchen, Stella's house is almost like a museum. Everything's organized with the sort of tidiness you wouldn't expect from someone so rough as tumble as Stella. Only a handful of objects feel like they belong to her, though. Whatever happened to Stella doesn't look like it happened here. Princess. Dog toys. Okay, so nothing unusual so far. It's perfectly normal living room, no blood or viscera, or even a tipped over lamp. That's good. We should go to our room. Make your way down the hall to what you assume to be Stella's room. I like that she has a corkboard. Old Mothman plushie. Aww. Rocks. The pug. Some nice drawings. She's not here. Though it's a little untidy. It's the usual sort of untidiness that accumulates when someone doesn't have guests in their bedroom. Aren't any signs of violence. No streaks of blood and pus that might belong to a certain phantom miner. He hasn't been here. You do notice, though, that her jacket's nowhere to be in sight. This isn't her. It isn't in her closet. It wasn't on the coat rack in the other room. Her jacket's gone. Letterman one. Wasn't on the rack in the other room. Not in here. She didn't have it yesterday. Odds are she came home last night. Still, that just leaves with more questions. She came home. Why isn't she here now? Why haven't we been able to reach her? You can check her computer. I'm not sure we should be snooping on her computer. Isn't that an invasion of privacy? So, our options, because we have so many. If there's a clue and we miss it, we don't find Stella, it's all because we didn't snoop on her computer. So, when I go on risky dates, personally, I like to leave the location up on where I was going, just in case anything sinister happens. So, people can at least track down my last known whereabouts. That might just be a me thing. To be fair, you'd also have to learn how to unlock my computer at this point, so maybe not the best. But all the same, if Stella doesn't want to snoop, she shouldn't have gone missing. I don't make the rules. What if she's gossiping about... This is bullshit. Look, I know it's an invasion of privacy, but we gotta do what we can to find her. If there isn't a password, it's almost like she wants us to snoop. This is really loose. You're no fun. We won't snoop on a computer. Anything helpful? I honestly didn't even think about how this might not be a good idea. Good call. You need better influences in your life. At least you have me for now. Um... While this is true, I do love seeing someone's room before they've had a chance to clean it up for company. It's a neat little snapshot, you know? I am definitely victim to this. I go on a massive cleaning spree before people show up and like make everything presentable because I prefer that. And it's just to like feel like a real human again. It's not. There's something about self care, meaning that you should do this kind of thing for yourself, not other people. But take what you can get. I mean, if that's the influence you need to get to do it. Sure likes her room. Any thoughts? It's a mess. Don't think there's any clues here. I don't think so either. It's what her room's been like for pretty much the entire time I've known her. The only thing that's changed is the computer getting a lot fancier. She still does those corkboard with the string things. She loves putting the strings on there. I don't think they actually mean anything. More for decoration anyway. Alright. Let's check the kitchen, just in case. Sal's kitchen's messy, a couple cabinets, half a loaf of bread sits on the counter. The crust of the bread has gone somewhat stale, but being left out overnight. Okay. Nothing violent here. It's possible she came home, grabbed some food, and left in a hurry. Maybe she had a panic attack after being possessed, about stop by home to make a snack before running off to cry somewhere. That might sound rational, but it's definitely not character for her. Honestly, it's horrific to think that might have all happened. Panic attack is much more manageable than rotting ghouls and parasitic doughboys. Still doesn't tell us where she was going. Let's move on. She probably came home last night. Left the door open, didn't tell anyone where she was going. I thought I was overreacting this morning, but I thought she would have just been sleeping in or something. Can't believe she's actually missing. Where to next? Fuck. So none of these seem right. We're definitely not going to the cops. Check in with Oscar? They're so brave for sleeping in that house after everything we went through. I'd rather sleep in the woods with the ditchlings after some place that was haunted. Morning light streams through the library's large windows. In the bright daylight, it's once again a place of comfort, all menace having fled from the wake of Charles Shaw Jr.'s departure. No ghost. Thank God, I was not up for an encore. You can't help but overhear the murmurings of an intense conversation coming from the mayor's office. Or rather, the murmurings of an intense animal conversation. Investigate the conversation? Start making your way upstairs to the mayor's office. Hey, where you going? A small gang of dogs holds court in the mayor's office. Most dogs quietly watch from the sidelines, but two of them, a sheepdog and a basset hound, are in heated conversation with Mayor Jimmy, and their tags read, Scraps and Daisy. Oh man, Scraps! Pixel sits on a shelf nearby, wearily keeping an ear to the conversation. So it sounds like you've all sorted this out. I don't see what you need me to do about any of it. Sorted? Things ain't sorted till this place is safe. Now we may got the beginnings of a militia together, but there are plenty of pets out there still informed about those things crawling out in the woods. You're the mayor. They'll listen to you. Just tell them to stay inside till it's handled. Listen, Scraps, buddy. I hear you, but last thing we need right now is anarchy in the streets. It's no use. I told you he'd be bullheaded. He's always bullheaded. Always the sore loser, aren't we, Daisy? Things are fine. Nobody has to worry about a damn thing. Mayor pulls himself away from the conversation to acknowledge you. Oh ho ho, I remember you. The out-of-towner from yesterday, the speaker. The other dogs murmur amongst themselves for a moment, then turn to face you. I'm sorry you had to see this little display. Politics can get so messy. Good doggies. So y'all are some sort of dog militia. Did I hear that right? Yeah, I suppose you could say that. When the town's illustrious leader abandons this kind, it's up to us common folk to band together. Daisy, please, I'm not abandoning anybody, dog or otherwise. Y'all blowing this invasion story completely out of proportion. Everything is going to turn out just fine. If everything turns out just fine, it's because the rest of us protected people who needed protected. Good dogs. So are the scraps I've heard so much about. One and only. This here's Daisy. We got a few other concerned locals with us as well, just making sure the cats and dogs of the hollow are being cared for, considering recent events. There are more of those things in the woods every day, just popping out of the instant bodies of what used to be dogs like us. They're exaggerating, of course. While I heard reports of creatures coming out of the woods, it's nothing the humans of town can't handle. No secret that Daisy and Scraps are my competitors. It's like them to jump at first sign of trouble as an opportunity to run me out of office. Nobody trying to run you out of anything. We're just trying to keep the critters of town safe. How very noble of you, but that's exactly the line you'd feed voters if you were trying to get rid of me. Daniel smelled Gretchen. She and her person are missing. She missing? Oh dear, Scraps, you don't think... Gretchen's person would never let that happen to her. Wherever she is, I'm sure she's safe from those things. Dog like her doesn't get to be that age without a watchful human at her side. Even if she's safe, I don't like the sound of this. See, Jimmy? It's the cost of inaction. Gretchen's a pillar of our community, and she's missing. What will it take for you to finally open your eyes and do something? If you wait until you're the last left here in Scarlet Hollow, it'll be far too late to save yourself. Yes, I get it. You're all very upset. What do you expect me to do about it? Shut down the town? What about the economy? Do you even know what an economy is, Jimmy? Or are you just throwing around fancy words you heard the humans say? Of course I know what an economy is. I know all about economyism. Oh, good, because I've never understood a lick of it when the humans talk about it. I figured it was just a made-up word. They yell at each other when they want to stop talking. So please, enlighten us. I'm not going to debase myself by playing this little game of trivia, not in front of the speaker. Thought so. Answer your question. We did catch a whiff right around here, another house. Haven't picked up anything since town. Let's hope those creatures haven't already gotten to her. Can you help us find her? Your noses are better for this. We'll do our best, and didn't intend to make any more trips out into the woods, but if it's for Gretchen, we'll take that risk. She is a well-liked dog in these parts, been around longer than any of us. It'd be a blow to the community for her to fall victim to those monstrosities. Good doggies. Gretchen really admires you, Scraps. Oh, she flatters me. I'm nothing special, just another dog. All the more reason to go after her. It's too late. Don't be so modest, Scraps. You're the kind of dog others listen to. It's a damn shame the humans are so charmed by that charlatan. I'm right here, Daisy. I'm well aware. You think you're so high and mighty, do you, just because you can sit and stay the best? If obedience is the best quality in a leader. Ugh, Mr. Mayor, you shouldn't listen to them. You should listen to them. There won't be anarchy in the streets. To worry about if they get taken by the ditchlings. Mayor's right. There's someone here who can work together. Making the streets bad for everyone. I don't think just way in dog politics. I'm gonna leave it to you. I just feel like these are the answers if you didn't have the appropriate information. You should listen to them. There will be... if everyone's taken. Your opinion is noted, but I've been mayor for over 14 years. I know what I'm doing. That's 14 dog years, Jimmy. You're not gonna help. The least you can do is not blow smoke up the speaker's ass. Suppose you were right, Daisy. This is just a waste of time, but I needed to hear it with my own ears before I could really believe it. I'll save the I told you so for later. Go rally the others. This town won't save itself. Even the dogs exit the mayor's office, close the door behind you. They quickly turn a corner and vanish from your line of sight. You find Kanika waiting for you in the lobby. You just had a full-on conversation with those dogs. It's so weird when you do that. Kanika sighs, muttering to herself. Knowing dogs are capable of carrying on an actual conversation is going to make being a veterinarian really weird. Guess Oscar must be in the back. I know that's where I'd be if I finally managed to unhaunt my house. Let's go. You make your way back to the annex. It feels strange to be back here in the light of day, as if the events of the previous evening were all a terrible dream. The hallway creeps me out. Kanika knocks on the door. Oh, good morning! It's good to see y'all! Please, come on in. You have no idea how good it felt to sleep in our own house last night, though I suppose I didn't do too much sleeping. I mostly sat and stared at the hatch all night. Nothing happened, but the idea that something could happen was more than enough to keep me wide awake. How's Tabitha this morning? There's a strike at the mines. She's a little busy. A strike? That can't have been pleasant for her to wake up to of all days. On the one hand, I feel like she had this coming. Glad the workers are demanding to be treated better, but at the same time, I kind of feel bad for her. Never thought I'd say that, but it's true. Almost wonder if some of the more draconian policies had in place were holdovers from when Perlan ran the place. Now that she's gone for good, the workers being heard. Maybe they're about to see a side of Tabitha no one knew existed. Maybe I'm being too optimistic. So, what brings you here? Stella's been missing since last night. We were trying to figure out if anyone's seen her. Oh, she hasn't gotten in touch with any of you? Yeah. Nope. No clue where she's gone. That's not good. We haven't seen her since she ran off last night. I feel terrible. I should have done a better job warning her. Stella was practically banging down your door to get evidence of ghosts. I don't think you were going to be able to stop her. There was no way you could have known how she'd react when she found it. Now I'm really starting to worry. It sounds like no one in town has seen her. Sorry that I can't be more helpful, especially after everything y'all have done for us. Oh no, the time is of the essence right now. While you're here, I wanted to let you know I'm determined to do whatever I can to help investigate what's happening in our town. I was hoping we could compare notes, but it might help me to narrow down where I should start my research. As far as I'm aware, there was nothing paranormal in Scarlet Hollow before very recently. And now, here we are, surrounded by weird little white goblin creatures in the woods, plagued by angry ghosts. You'd think there was an inciting event, right? I do. That's my thought, too. You never liked this in the Hollow before. Some must have kicked off this magic stuff. If there's a root cause for all of this, hopefully, there's a way to put the genie back in its bottle. I'm gonna do my best. If there have been any similar events, or if anything special about Scarlet Hollow that might explain what's going on. We'll fill you in on what little we know. At least we have some place to start. We've been finding these weird stone seals. There was one in the mines, another in your basement. There might be more. Those carvings you mentioned last night, right? To think there was something like that under my house all this time. I think someone must have put it there. But who? Gives me quite a few threads to follow. Thank you, Bronwyn. You know, I was thinking about filling that basement with cement and pretending it was never part of this house. But if we're all here, maybe we should go down and take a closer look at that carving, seal, whatever it is. It's been bad enough going to a haunted house and abandoned coal mines in the night. But there's something that feels so much worse about going down there in the middle of the day. Can't say I'm thrilled at the thought either, but we need to do whatever we can to start getting ahead of things. I really don't like this idea. Yeah, going down there is worth the risk. Been seeing ditchlings in broad daylight. We don't have the luxury of turning down clues. I couldn't agree more. After everything you've done to keep the family safe the past 2 days, I'm not gonna risk losing my home because I was too scared of an old stone carving. I, I feel like this is a bad idea. You don't have to go down there with us. You can wait upstairs. Oscar leads you back down to Rosalina's room. Oh, hey, Dad. What are y'all doing in here? I'm going back in the basement, Rosa. I'm afraid there's something down there that might help us figure out what's going on in town. Probably best for you to wait in the library while we... No way. If you're going down there, I'm going too. Remember what you said last night? No more secrets. We're in this together. You're right, Rosa. You can come on with us. No more secrets. Am I the only person who doesn't have a death wish? Just give me a moment to move all this out the way. Oscar gets to moving the furniture from the trapdoor, his broad shoulders making quick work of it. Before you and your companions know it, you're transfixed on the trapdoor. I don't want to go down back there. It's okay, Alexis. You don't have to come with us. We can stay up here while the others go down. Oscar opens the hatch. Everybody's heart skips a beat. None of you are swept away into a ghost nightmare puppet show. The sun continues to shine, the birds continue to sing outside of Rosalina's window. See? Nothing to be worried about. The slightest tremor in his voice tells you he's saying that to himself. Shall we? You sure you want to do this? I won't stop you, but I do not like the vibes I'm getting from that pit. Descend. You have no choice. You descend into the basement and find yourself in the same cold, unfinished place you were last night. Does this place not have walls? What's going on here? You can't shake the oppressive feeling, but when that feeling is driven more by trauma in the past last night than something tangible, you're unsure. I guess whatever we're looking for is in that pit. We should take a look. He walks up to the burial site, eyes widening as he peers inside. You're not looking in there? Stare into the pit. The eternally screaming remains of Charles Shaw Jr. are exactly where you left them last night, staring back at you from their empty sockets. The carving lies beneath him, the heavy, cold stone acting as his coffin. Its style is more than similar to the carving in the mines. Both were carved by the same artist. Charlie. Whoa, cool. Don't touch it. I have to call Dr. Kelly about this. We should put the body to rest, right? That's how these things go. He hasn't popped up out of his grave or decided to make any of us into puppets, so maybe he's really gone for good. I think so. That's gonna make it a lot easier to sleep tonight. Does that mean you'll let me sleep in my actual bed? Whoa, whoa, whoa. One night at a time. I still don't know how I feel about you sleeping on top of that rock. Damn. What do we think? Wolves encircling a goat. It's a start. What was the carving in the mines? A circle of arms bound in chains. Stella took a photo of it. It's not that helpful right now, but once we find her, she can send it to you. I'm sure the description will be more than enough to get started. Can Alexis and I help? We want to know why someone put this creepy stuff under my room. Sure, you can help. Well, we've seen enough. It's time to go. Let's get back upstairs. Now that we know it's safe down here, I'll come back on my own to do a little more thorough investigation. You and the others make your way back up to Rosalina's room. As soon as you're all in one place, Oscar closes the trapdoor and moves a pile of furniture back in place. Did y'all get possessed or cursed or anything? No, but we got to see a real dead body. Hey Alexa, do you want to see a picture of it? Ew. Okay. I'm not sure that's appropriate. Alexa's parents might not approve of you showing their daughter pictures of dead people. They let her watch all kinds of scary movies, Dad. It's fine. Maybe she can help with the investigation, too. Yeah, it's totally okay, Mr. Gutierrez. I don't want to see it in person, but I do want to see it. Before Oscar has a chance to get another word in, Rosalina has already pulled up the picture on her phone. Whoa, I can't believe you're going to sleep in here. You're so brave. Oscar sighs. I'll be back in to check on you two in a minute. Just got a couple of things to finish up with these folks. You and Kanika follow Oscar back to the living room. So, I have more than enough to get started on my research now, but is there anything else I should know about? I think Sybil knows more than she's letting on. She wants me to come talk to her today. I know we've been over this, but I still think you're barking up the wrong tree. Why would my mom hide anything from us? Still, she did seem really calm and confident last night. Weirdly so. I hate this. She did seem strange last night. She kept shutting down the conversation like she was rushing us all along, trying to not let us linger on the supernatural long enough to reach any conclusions. Still, I'm inclined to agree with Kanika here. If she does know something, why would she be hiding it? I'd be interested to know exactly what she intends to tell you that couldn't be discussed in front of the rest of us. I think there's something in the clinic. There was a story yesterday. I could feel me pulling, or something pulling me towards it. Didn't mention anything like that yesterday. I see, I'll dig this up. What I can on the clinic. There's a lot of history there. Wouldn't be surprised if there's something haunting that place as well. Oh god, you don't think that's why Reese is sick, do you? He's been sick for years, hasn't he? If there's something supernatural causing his illness, it would put a wrench in our recent theory. Recency theory? It does, but maybe there's more to it. Maybe things have been clustered so tightly together it's just a coincidence. Maybe Scarlet Hollow's been weird for a long time and we're just starting to notice. Took me back to my encounters with the paranormal on consecutive nights to even consider that we might be dealing with something supernatural. We need to get Reese out of there. Mention a movie night? Perfect cover for investigation. Who knows if that would fly with Dr. Kelly, though. After last night, I'm pretty sure she's not going to last anywhere near her house. We're going to investigate the clinic. I think we better have to break in. No, absolutely not. It's what Stella would do. She's been 3 for 3 this week when it comes to finding spooky stuff. She's also been 3 for 3 when it comes to finding way into more peril. This is why we have to find her as soon as possible. Shouldn't fall unmuted. We suggest something dangerous. I'm terrible at selling it. It's not that I don't think we should figure out what's going on there. We just need to be cautious about what we do next. We don't want anyone to get attacked, possessed by any more ghosts, even if it is to help a friend. I don't know that we have time to play it safe. Just give me a day to do some research before you do anything rash. We need to find Stella. Fast. We need her brazen energy if we're going to do any serious sleuthing. But you let us know what you find. I will. So that's Asuka. Any other ideas? The mines? Guess there's a decent chance she went to find your cousin. Can't say it, get it, but it's definitely something she would do. Come on, I'll drive us. You follow Kanika into her van. It isn't long before you find yourselves outside the Scarlet Mines. A wall of bodies, picket signs, and megaphones in hand form a human barricade around the entrance to the Scarlet Mines. I hope it's not weird to talk to them while they're in the middle of all this. Well, if it isn't the boss's cousin. You might have fooled us the other day, but word gets around fast. Any of you seen Stella? She's missing. The YouTuber? She's the one banned from the property posters, right? We haven't seen her. We've been out here all day. We'd know she came by. Make sure to keep an eye out. Can't say it will be much help, though. I'm just standing around for the foreseeable future. Alright. Okay, they haven't seen Stella. Let's go. Means we don't have to talk to Tabitha. That's fine by me. Guess that's it for the mines. I'll drive us back to town. Where to next? Check out the church. Church. What do you think? Stella decided to get religious all of a sudden? Pastor can talk to animals. I should speak with him. You mentioned that yesterday. Alright, we can go to the church. Please don't wind up befriending him just because he shares your weird animal thing. It's bad enough you keep bringing Tabitha around with you, but I don't want to have to deal with two intensely unlockable people on a regular basis. Kanika leads the way, taking you up the gradual slope to the church. Alright, where is this weirdo? My, 3 visitors at once on a Thursday? This is unprecedented. But there are only 2 of us. Oh no, were we followed here by Ditchling? By Wayne? Sup, old people? Oh, it's just Zane. What are you doing here? All the glimpses of death I've had in the past 2 days have forced me into a midst of an existential crisis, my dudes. I just wanted to see if Faith held any answers for me. Alas, I have not found the solace I seek. Give it time, Zane. It sometimes takes a while for the Lord to work his way into your heart, but when he does, you won't regret letting him in. Be sure to look over those pamphlets I gave you, of course. I'm always here if you need to talk. Sure thing, Pastor D. Peace, y'all. Anyway, we're looking for Stella? She wandered off last night. Nobody's seen her. Starting to get pretty worried. Hope you or Janie? Can't speak for Janie, but I'm afraid neither of us seen hide or hair of Stella. If you'd like, I can speak to my wife. She's just over by the alpacas. Though Bronwyn, I'm hoping we could talk in private. What you say to her, you can say in front of me. Please, if you wouldn't mind, this is a bit of a personal matter. Personal for whom? I'd rather folks not pry in on this. You know how rumors get started. Yeah, it's okay. I'm happy to talk to him. If you're sure. I guess I'll leave you to it while I check in with Janie. I'll be right over here by the fence that's conveniently in your line of sight, okay? Kanika heads off towards Janie and the alpacas, leaving you alone with the nervous pastor. They're so cute! I'm so glad you came. I've never met anyone else who could hear them. You have no idea how long I thought I must have had some kind of insanity. I never thought at one point it must have been the Lord himself talking to me through them. But they never had anything insightful to say, so I was disavowed of that pretty early on. Alright. Is that why people think you're creepy? Because you have got the gift? People think I'm creepy? It's alright. People say all kinds of things. I just have to be patient and persistent. I know exactly what I'll do. I know they'll eventually understand that I come from a comforting presence in your lives, not a creepy one. Maybe if I grew a thinner beard, people would trust me more. Or maybe get a cool jacket? Hope you know that it doesn't mean we're friends. Oh, that's fine, I suppose. Just because we have something in common doesn't mean we're destined to be friends. I suppose I was hoping you might be open to it. Figured we'd have a kind of kinship, but I won't push it. I at least might not be alone in the gift as I thought. You see, Tulip has been showing signs that she may have inherited this ability. There have been some particularly nasty rats in the church lately. She said some things that might have led me to believe that she can understand them. He's interrupted by the sounds of a snapping twig and a high-pitched giggle, partly muffled under the underbrush at the edge of the property. Tulip, come down here. You know you're not supposed to play in the woods. Tulip glances back to the woods, quiet as she hesitates. Tulip, are you going to be good or are you going to skip story time tonight? I'll be good. You don't have to skip story time. I won't go into the woods, I promise. I know you won't, Tulip, because it's too dangerous for little girls in there. Why don't you go help Mama with the alpacas? It's about time they got fed. You can give them the hay. Tulip smiles broadly, seemingly excited by the prospect, and hurries off. Sorry, I have to be a firm parent moment there. She's been trying to run off into those woods a lot lately. It's dangerous, even for adults. There's a massive trash dump not too far past the trees. Must be at least 50 years old. It's all grown over. Looks like part of the landscape. But if you accidentally walk on it, you might find yourself falling deep hip-deep in a mound of rusty cans and broken glass. Oh, Tetanus Lake. Stella told me about that. Tetanus Lake? That's an accurate name. Wonder if Tulip would stay away if I started calling it that. Or would it make it sound more alluring? What were you saying about church rats? Ah yes, the rats. You and I are used to sort of chatter we hear from the wildlife. It's nothing that needs paying attention to. But these rats, there's something sinister about them. And they must be huge, judging by the sound of them scurrying around in there. Tulip had never shown in the ability before. She never responded to the alpacas or engaged in conversation with the birds. In retrospect, she could have been hiding it, the way I did growing up. Because I know she's been talking to the rats. She calls them her friends. Has been drawing all these pictures of them. Really ghastly things. I tried to bring it up with her, but she just gets this little smile and doesn't say a word. It's like it's a fun little secret. It's all innocent in the grand scheme of things, but I'm pretty sure they also live in the trash heap. Ever since she started talking about her friends, she's been trying to sneak in there. I'm concerned she's going to get hurt or catch some kind of disease. What have they been saying? They like to try to goad me into crying or becoming depressed, watch me through unseen holes and make fun of me and try to figure out how to press my buttons. It's annoying, but easy enough to block out, especially when I'm praying. I don't think they're a good influence on Tulip, though. She's gotten quiet and secretive ever since she started talking to them. I hate to think what they might say to her when I'm not around. Are you sure they're rats? I think so. The pastor shifts uncomfortably for a moment. I hope so. It's really creepy, dude. Maybe I could try talking to him. That would be lovely. I'd certainly appreciate a helping hand there. I don't want to be too much of a bother. You should finish looking for your friend first, but I'll be around. Out of the corner of your ears, you'll see Kanika walking back to the two of you. She must have finished talking with Janie. Janie says she hasn't seen Stella either. Better get going. Hope the talk with the pastor went well. Yes, we had a great conversation. I appreciate you all stopping by, even if it wasn't under the best circumstances. I'll let you all be on your way. And I hope Stella turns up soon. I'll put some good prayers in with the big man for you. I love my decision to make this guy just have Weevil's voice. Just love it. Alright, thanks. See ya. Nika starts back down the path to town and you follow. I wanted to ask the alpacas. Now that we put some distance between us and the church, what do you want us to talk about? Didn't ask you anything weird, did he? Tulip's made some weird imaginary friends. We might want to check it out later this week. Kids make up imaginary friends all the time. Pastor Daniel says there's a rat infestation in the church. The rats are her friends. I don't know. Seems weird. Okay, as much as I hate going back there, I guess that's the loose lead, even if we don't have anything else to investigate once we found Stella. And Kanika pauses. Once we checked out the clinic, maybe we can look around the church. Let's not get too distracted till we find Stella, though. Where to next? Check out the diner? Good idea. Folks tend to congregate there. Maybe we'll run into someone who's seen him. Diner's busier than you've ever seen it. Small booths packed with miners. Hey, hope you weren't planning on spending any quality time in the diner today. Looks like we'll be housing a meeting for the foreseeable future. Guess this is where the miners are setting up shop. It's great for business, but these fellas can have as much free coffee as they can drink if they keep piling in like this. The miners didn't even notice you enter the diner, instead speaking in hushed voices, arguing with each other loudly enough for you to easily overhear. I guess that shift schedules are pretty brutal. I'd like more vacation days. I'd love to be able to see my family around the holidays. And better health benefits would be amazing. What if she decides to fire all of us? Should we be worried about you-know-who being here? No, I wouldn't bother. I got a call from Smith. Apparently she was poking around mines earlier. Sounds like she's genuinely got our back. I don't know. What if it's a trick? What if Miss Scarlet hears us talking and fires me? See, like, this is why I didn't break the picket. That, you know, you don't break the pickets. Don't do it. Everyone deserves a union. So, you're only a year into the work. Trust me. The longer it goes on, the more it sucks the life out of you. At first, you're unhappy. You figure you can weather it till you find something better, but a paycheck's a paycheck. Next thing you know, you lost years of your life to a company that doesn't give a solitary shit about you. Uses up every free second it can suck out of its workers just to pay us enough to survive. It's not much that we can never save enough to get the hell out. But we could get fired for this. I really need that paycheck. I can't get fired. And the company housing? That makes a big difference for me. Right, the company housing. How generous of Tabitha to put you up in a company-owned shack that ain't had maintenance done in decades. Taking a big chunk right out of your paycheck to make sure shit ain't going towards property tax and upkeep alone. The company housing means nobody in this whole damn town owns the place they live. We have numbers on our side, Harrison. After what happened up there the other night, everyone joined the picking line. She can't afford to lose us all. We have the power here so long as we're united. Any of you seen Stella? She's missing. Miners turned towards the doorway, all eyes staring at you like deer in the headlights. The YouTuber? No, we ain't seen her. Just you can see we got a lot going on today. But we appreciate it if you didn't butt in. His voice drops to a barely audible mumble. Hope she's okay. She hasn't been around, but we'll let you know if you hear anything. I guess we should get going. Turn and leave the diner, Kanika following behind you. No sign of her. Do we even bother going to the cops? No. Just get tea with your mom. Sure, we can humor her. Probably gonna give you some rocks, bundle of herbs for protection or something, which might actually work. Who knows? Guess there's only one way we can find out. The bells of the general store chime, welcoming the two of you as you enter. Kanika, there you are. You're supposed to stay in bed today, remember? And hello, Bronwyn. Hope you're sufficiently recovered from last night's fiasco. Sorry, Mom. Just that Stella's missing an eye. Stella can take care of herself. Unlike you, you need bed rest and lots of fluids. You don't need to go around spreading that cold of yours. She hasn't, like, had a single cough or sneeze or any, like, reference to actually having a cold. Go on, get set up in bed. I'll be up in a minute with more tea. I thought you had something important to talk to Bronwyn about. I'm really feeling okay, and I want to hear what you got to say to her. I'll just be doing a tea reading. I fucking knew it. Haven't you always bored of those? Okay, you're right. I'm not feeling well. I should lie down. Bye, Bronwyn. Kanika turns around and heads towards the stairs without saying another word. You couldn't help but notice something stiff and quiet in her demeanor as she obeyed her mother's stern command. Shall we? Sybil motions towards the tea room. Kanika didn't seem like herself just then. You're right, she hasn't been feeling exactly herself the past few days. All the stress she's been under, plus that cold of hers. I'm sure it'll clear up soon. She needs to take it easy, drink some tea. Not running all over town until she feels better. I'm allergic to tea! Run away. Man. Ah. This is hard. I don't know what's gonna be the right way to play this. So, I don't trust you. Like, I want to say this, but do this. but that's not the opportunity I'm given here. Let's check on Kanika. Push past the old woman, heading up the staircase to Kanika's room. Sybil calls after you, but you ignore her. Something isn't right here. As you walk away, Sybil calls out to you. You really should hear me out. Your fate may depend on it. You defiantly walk up the stairs. Sybil can't stop you from seeing her daughter. As you do, your thoughts flash back to that door yesterday, the one that draws you in, urging you deeper into the clinic. Even the memory of the door tugs at you, compelling you to return to open it to see what's on the other side. You can find Stella later. Maybe you can even find her there. What's important now is seeing what's hidden in the clinic. Knock. Mom, I really don't need any more tea. I'm gonna lie down for a while. I'm not your mom. Oh, brown one, what's up? I need to talk to you. It's important. Yeah, sure, let me just straighten up. You hear frantic crumpling and clinking, shuffling as she tidies her room. Alright, come in. It's cute. Love these. Kanika's room is the sort of place stuck between the past and the present. Faded stickers from her childhood line her bookshelf, and boxes of packed belongings sit in the corners of her room. The terrarium on her desk catches your eye. To anyone else it might seem empty, but you spot the creature lurking within. Where terrarium. Okay. I don't usually have people over. Don't judge me too harshly for the state of this place. Options mark romance will start romantic arc with the character. Will block you out of romantic arcs with other characters. Approach the terrarium, though. You approach the terrarium. A stick bug observes you from the other side of the glass. So you're a stick bug, huh? What's that like? A bug? No, I am no creature. I am but a stick. You do not see me. The bug stiffens, blending in with the stick in its enclosure. Probably isn't going to engage in any more conversation with you, since it's only a stick and not a creature. As at first... Talking to my stick bug, huh? Of course. Just don't ask him anything about me. I don't want to know what that weird little bug's opinion he might have cooked up over the years. Wow, okay. Packing for something? He motioned to the stack of cardboard boxes. That's my stuff from college. I never really unpacked. It seemed like a waste to unload everything. It's not like I'll be staying here long term. You just have to pack up again eventually. I guess I did move back over a year ago. The box has just been sitting in here, unopened for a long time. Any day now, I'll load him back into the van and get out of this town. Any day now. I don't trust your mom. Shouldn't stay here. Not trusting her is probably taking things a little too far. She means well. But meaning well doesn't mean she's right. But where can we go? I still feel the door at the clinic pulling me. It's maybe where we need to go next. I was hoping to see Reese sometime today. I wanted to ask if he knows anything about Stella. You know, make sure he's okay after what happened at dinner. Let's do it. The two of you make your way back into the hallway. But before you make it to the stairs, a light turns on, startling both of you. I thought you were going to get some rest, Kanika. You should really head back to bed, or that cold of yours will only get worse. I still have lots of energy. I don't feel like sitting around. I don't think I need to. Of course you do. I know what's best. You haven't been yourself these past few days. All this running around has been a detriment to your health. Miles and I want to see you healthy. Hold on, hold this family together. You manipulative hag, don't... Sybil, you can't expect to control your adult daughter like this. No, my mom is right. Been neglecting the general store. Let Miles run off the other day. It was irresponsible of me. It's alright, Kanika. He could have gotten hurt, but he didn't. Seems like you learned a valuable lesson from the experience. Let's get you to bed. You just need another day to recover, then you can go back to this Mr. Business tomorrow. Bronwyn will be fine without you until tomorrow. Bye, Bronwyn. Fuck. She returns to her room. Sybil's eyes carefully watch you leave to make your way back to the main street alone. I should have saved. You make your way up the familiar hill past the rows of ragged houses that make up Scarlet Hollow's residential area. You find yourself outside of Dr. Kelly's. Its secrets enticing you to find a way in. Even at the bottom of the hill, you can feel the presence. Like a magnet's been fixed on your ribcage, gently tugging you forward, guiding you towards whatever emits from this compulsive frequency. Any woodland creatures? A flash of a... Yo, we got coons! Can I help you, Buster? Hey there. If you were going to break into that house at the top of the hill, how would you do it? What? Just because I got little hands and go through people's trash, I'm supposed to know how to break into places? There's a hill that'll take you right up to the big flat roof thing. Sometimes the humans leave windows open up there. And they go inside. Don't tell them, okay? I like to sleep in their big piles of cloth. It's one of my few joys in life. As he leaves, you turn your back to look at the clinic. You have your way in. Man. Yeah, we definitely let Reese know we're here. No one in there. Reese must be somewhere else. Alright. You're pretty sure you make your way up to the second floor. At least with a running start, you make your way up to the hill, bend your knees in anticipation, and jump. You land and try the door. It's unlocked. The upstairs clinic feels like a decommissioned museum. Old furniture is covered in plain white sheets. A thick layer of dust coats the floor. This place hasn't seen any use in years. You're in the clinic, free to explore as you please. Or you're free to... You can feel that old sensation again. The nagging pull is what you wanted to find. You've been caught by its gravity, an overwhelming curiosity guiding you to a corner of the dark doorway and stairs. It's been left ajar as if inviting you to enter. The lights click on. You're in the morgue. Bronwyn? What are you doing in the morgue? You haven't seen Stella around? She's been missing since last night. I haven't. Did you think you'd find her in the morgue? His words seem distant to you. The tugging is strong down here. You can almost feel yourself slipping into a trance. Your eyes wander to the back wall of the morgue. You need to see what's back there. Follow the pole. Touch the wall. It feels disappointingly solid under your palms. Hey, are you okay? You feel Reese's hand gently shake on your shoulder for a moment. A thing on the other side of the blank white loosens its pull on you. You kind of look possessed there for a second. You good? Make him understand. Why? Wall. Need see, but wall in way. Oh, let me inside. There's some kind of magic shit going on. But telling me I need to get behind that wall. Yeah. Reese glances back at the wall. You're really serious, aren't you? It's probably a bad idea, but you really need to get in there. There's an emergency act somewhere upstairs. Just need to get the doc out of your hair. Should take 2 seconds. Yes. Doc out of her hair? If I say I'm sick and need something, she'll drop what she's doing for me. Surefire way to get her out of the house. And most of the time it's true, anyway. How'd you learn that little trick? When you're a teenager, whose doctor mom won't leave you alone for 2 seconds, you'll learn how to make it happen. Right. Sounds great. Lead the way. Sweet. Be right back. He strides past you, his long legs moving swiftly. He seems excited, his usual dour demeanor replaced with an uncharacteristic pep when he's faced with the prospect of sneaking around and tearing down walls. You hear his soft voice filtering in through the open doorway. the top of the stairs, a hoarse and sickly edge added for effect as he speaks to his mother. Hey, Mom. He coughs gently. Reese, I didn't know you were awake. I still feel like shit, but I was wondering if we can try to keep some juice down. Looks like we're all out, though. Really? I thought I just picked some up. I've got an errand to run on Main Street anyway. I'll go pick up some orange juice and some ginger ale, too. That'd be awesome. Sorry to ask. I know you're probably busy. Oh, it's no problem. It doesn't take long. Don't do anything strenuous while I'm gone. Just lie in bed till I get back. Thanks, Mom. I'll take it easy. What's with this section here? Anyway, maybe I just didn't notice it. You hear footsteps from the hall, door opening and closing. It worked! The theatric rasp blessed his voice, and excitement rising in its place. Come on, we don't have long till she's back. Step out of the morgue and you relax. The extra space between you and the carving has weakened its hold on you, and with it your desperation to claw your way through the wall and unveil it. It's one of those emergency fire axes, so it should be pretty obvious wherever it is, though I'm not sure where she'd be keeping it. I'll show you around. Let's try the doc's office first. Make your way to her now vacant office. Don't see an X in here. Cursory glance. Nothing but stacks of paper and cabinets of medical supplies. But there's something on her desk that catches your eye. Some sort of records with your family name on them. Damn. Gotta read the files. Reese stops in the doorway, turning to watch you leaf through the documents. Find something interesting? They're your family's death certificates. Shit. Edward Deans. She died 2003. Heart failure. Signed by her granddaughter. Normal. Mid-90. Old person. Sleep apnea. Discovered by her daughter, Tabitha Chrysanthemum Scarlet. No autopsy. I wonder if she cursed. Wonder who cursed her with that mouthful. I think it's pretty. Enoch. Died 1957, 69. Death, fall from a cliff. Coroner's report attached. Organ sustained impact injuries. Lacerations to the neck and body consistent with fall from great height. Other death certificates? Theodore, 1890 to 1918. 1918. Crushed in the mine. Body not recovered. Signed by his brother Enoch. Theodore. I'll have to keep that one in mind. Died without a cause. Both killed at Normandy in lines of duty. Fetal death. Complications during birth. Home birth. Missing presumed dead. Alexandria. Complications during childbirth. It's a lot of kids to outlive. Reese's eyes flick up to the doorway. Alright. Push back out of view of the front door. Shit, I'm not supposed to be in here. We gotta hide. He hurries to the closet door, motioning you inside. You slip past him, squish yourself into what little space is available. Let him in. You let him in. Together you listen as the doctor makes her way deeper into the clinic. The silence of the tiny closet. Every breath seemed too loud, as if the doctor could hear it from wherever she was across the house. Better wait a second, just in case. Quietly wait. Two of you stand in tense silence, both crammed into a suffocating closet, taking shallow breaths, as if she could hear you breathing from the other side of the building. Footsteps return. She makes her way back towards your hiding place, creaking floorboards, broadcasting her location to the hallway just outside the hiding spot. Footsteps return. They get louder, approaching the open office door when they stop. She opens another door, leaving the main clinic. We're in the clear. Probably only got a minute or two before she comes back. Let's make it count. Get to the medical supply room. Any other room is likely to have the fire axe. It's the room full of chemicals. This way. Slipping through the slightly ajar of what you assume is the supply room. There it is. Keys, keys, keys. Here we go. He rushes over to the cabinet and contains the bright red axe, pulling the glass door open. Your axe. A splash of brown catches your eye. There's a small spring of what almost looks like furry berries and wide, 8-pronged leaf still attached to the base. The end of the sprig is leaking sap onto the countertop. It's fresh. Now we can... Reese stops mid-sentence as he notices you staring at the plant. He scoops to pick it up. Does she make her own medicine? Puts it down, but not before breaking off a berry and sliding it into his pocket. I don't think she's allowed to do that. She's not a pharmacist. This room's for storing stuff she orders from a pharmacist in Brevard. Why would she be making her own? You hear something in the distance and turn to listen intently. That was the door from the house. Come on. Can I hurry? Get you back downstairs? I'll run interference. Go downstairs quick. You can hear her approaching now, floorboards creaking in the hallway from the other side of the office. You follow Reese's instructions, again, starting down into the basement stairs, letting the pull of the stone carving guide you back to the morgue. Dr. Kelly's voice filters from above. I was right, I did already have juice. It's just in the back of the fridge. There's no harm in having extra. What are you doing in the clinic? Thought I told you to rest. Just gonna chill in the morgue. I got my speakers. So if you hear some weird sounds, it's just my music. I'll be sure to put in earplugs to drown out all that industrial clanging you listen to. You know I'm not the biggest fan of you spending time down there. Can't be good for your mental health to hang out in a refrigerator for corpses. But do you at least have a blanket this time? Yeah, I'll be fine. Just a change of scenery. My room feels too claustrophobic right now. Okay, I'll let you know when it's time for dinner. You hear the door close and the sound of Reese descending the stairs to join you. In the fluorescent room below. Hey. You listen to music that sounds like a wall being broken down? Of course I do. I'm sad all the time. Glad my taste in music finally coming in handy. It's exactly the cover we need. Stop asking questions. It's time to see what's on the other side of the wall. Let's do this. Have at it. You approach from the far end of the morgue, axe practically singing through the air as you strike the wall. First cut offers a surprising amount of resistance. There's some structure behind it, some wood frame holding it in place, trying to stand between you and what waits for you on the other side. You stagger back from the massive hole in the wall and admire your effort. Holy shit. The splintered edges of the frame, a dark passage seemingly cut into the deep side of the cliff, cold seeping from a forgotten place. It's already from the already frigid morgue. Reese coughs as he takes a better look at what lies beyond the wound in the wall. There's a whole hallway back there. Thick, stale air leaks from the hole, filling the morgue with an unearthly mildew smell, like the room slowly filling with dirt. The sinking grave-like room from beyond is even stronger than the compulsion. You step forward as you climb into the hole. It's wild. I had no idea any of this was back here. Like an entire hospital wing rotting away for decades behind some flimsy drywall. His voice sounds distant, your sole focus on finding it. Your feet move without prompting. You stumble down the hallway towards the far wall, barely registering the antique clutter as you stagger past it. Whoa, you okay? I'm not. You don't respond, and you don't bother to retrieve the axe. The wall is rotten, water having damaged and eaten away the wood over the course of unknowable years. The planks nearly reduced to sawdust. You tear into it. They said there's nothing I can do. I'll never use my legs again. Enoch, what am I to do? Nonsense, Teddy. These doctors don't know what they're talking about. I've been doing my own research, and I found an alternative. Someone who can fix everything in one fell swoop. We're taking you home today. By next week, everything will be resolved. Everything goes black. Your vision swims back into focus. It takes a solid second or two to reorient yourself. You're in an unfamiliar bed. Reese leans against the far wall, eyeing you with concern and curiosity. Hey, I worried you slipped into a coma or something. You tore down a wall like a wild animal. Found some weird carving and collapsed. Think you're having some kind of seizure? You okay? I had a vision. Like a hallucination? I have those sometimes too. Used to have them a lot as a teen. Always just weird little things, like my hands would look wrong, or my neck would seem too long, or the room would feel smaller. I think the carvings are trying to warn me about something. My family has dark secrets. Old family like yours? I believe it. Hopefully, it's all ancient history, though. How'd I get here? I carried you. Damn! Stronger than you look. You have a delicate constitution. What? Isn't super far or anything. Just picked you up and carried you. You might be sick a lot, but that doesn't mean I'm made out of paper. You look like it. But I can still do things normal people can do. Lifting a person is not an easy feat. I'm sure I'll pay for it later, but I don't want you to have to wake up in that musty hallway or the morgue. Does Dr. Kelly know I'm here? No. I snuck you back into the house while she was busy with the medical storage room. So what now? We might be stuck down here for a little bit. The doc's on a warpath up there. I refused to take my medicine, and she's not happy about it. Hell yeah. After I looked this up, there was no way I was going to take anything she gave me. She's been poisoning me for years. I was right. Been thinking about what you said last night after dinner. I don't see any other possibility. It's only been a day or so since I stopped taking my pills, and I feel great. Went ahead and blocked my door so she can't get down here. Now we just have to wait her out. Why, though? I don't know. But the internet says this is castor bean. It's used to make ricin, the super deadly poison that causes some of my exact symptoms. And death. Thing is, I can't figure out whether she's been trying to kill me slowly, or if she just likes keeping me sick enough to be dependent on her. That? Either way, I don't think I've ever had an illness. I think the illness was me growing up and becoming less easy to control. She found a cure for that. We need to get you out of here. Who knows what she'll do next? Where would we go? Kanika's the only one. I don't know anybody else. I don't know any other family. Never even finished high school. When I get out of this house, I don't know how I can make sure I don't wind up right back down here. You can stay with me if you want, at least until you get on your feet. You'd let me stay with you? That's amazing. I'd love that. Never thought about get out of this basement, let alone move into a place like not telling you. He smiles, his eyes distant. He imagines the possibility of a small life, undoubtedly for the first time. Thanks, Bronwyn. You have no idea how much this offer means to me. I guess we still gotta pass time before I can get out of here. Distraction seems like a good idea. As you can probably tell, I'm getting a little jittery. It's the lack of poison in my system for the first time in years, or the fact my whole perception of reality is turned on its head. Probably a combo. Doesn't feel awful, to be honest. If her mom doesn't fall asleep, shouldn't call her my mom. As far as I'm concerned, she forfeited that title. I don't even think I should call her doctor. She's just some woman now. Can't wait for her to be in the rearview mirror the rest of my life. If she doesn't fall asleep by 10, we can figure something else out. These windows are supposed to be shatterproof, which is what she said for burglars. Now I assume it was another way to keep me boxed in. You can try to break them anyway. You owe me a showing of that movie. Grace gets the movie set up and joins you on the bed. Let me know if it gets to be too much. I'm not a great judge of how others will react to this sort of thing, but definitely don't want you to feel uncomfortable. It's a slow burn movie. The dread it's managing to build palpable in the room. Maybe that's how it feels down here all the time. The fact that the woman currently lurking upstairs has been poisoning her son since her teens. This drawing on the stairs is so good. I love this. I've seen a couple of this director's other films. They're all interesting, though this is probably his best introduction to his work. The way the jump cuts seemingly unrelated TV show recordings wind up tying back to the narrative adds a level of realism the depth of the world that I find really engrossing. It's found footage to its fullest. Still can't believe I'm able to just do things from here on out, like watch movies with another person, or talk to people, ever. You can hear different energy in the room now that Reese hasn't had his daily dose of poison. He's uncharacteristically chatty, clearly not used to talking to another person, let alone when he has the energy to carry on a long conversation. Glad you'll be able to have a social life, and I'm glad I'm part of it. Reese smiles to himself. It's still hard to imagine, hard to believe. After all these years alone, it's just going to be my reality. Man on the screen yells portents of doom into the camera, trailing off into a wordless scream. Plot's heating up. I love that these are all distinct vignettes, little pockets of horror that affect a small number of people. Once you start to see how they fit together, you can realize some fundamental horror about the universe. And then it sees you back. Incredible. Cosmic horror in its truest sense. Reese is becoming very animated. It's probably safe to assume he's dealing with a lot of adrenaline right now. That his entire reality is turning out to be a lie. It's also talking over the movie. I think the movie's a little too chill for you right now. Maybe figure out how to leave. Am I talking too much? I'm not really used to having anyone else around. Feeling a little overwhelmed with everything. I think I'm hopped up on adrenaline or something. We don't have to leave just yet. I can settle down. He's doing the opposite. His movements are becoming erratic, his voice rising. Oh, maybe you're right. Maybe we shouldn't just keep waiting. The longer we wait, the more that willing upstairs is to figure out that we're onto her. Too easy for her to lock me up again. I'm thorough about it this time. There's a knock on the window. Shit. Bronwyn, don't get any closer to that thing. It's time to go home. That voice. I know that voice. That thing. Is that what's been following you around? Without another word, Wayne starts pounding on the shatterproof window. Enemies upstairs. Enemies outside. We're surrounded. Even if I get out of this house, I won't be safe. You won't be safe. Why did he call you that thing? Because he's some kind of monster. He wants me dead. Can't you feel that? The murderous intent is practically oozing out of him. I'm not weak anymore. I can fight back. I don't have to cower in fear from the people who want to hurt me. I can protect both of us. The window shatters. Reese tears at his clothes. Paint bubbles from the canvases, his ghoulish figure peeling themselves out of their two-dimensional worlds and invading yours, crawling up the walls. Grab my hand. I'll pull you out. He's got a tail. Leave us alone. In a surge of violence, the change has been brewing inside Reese finally comes. As it manifests, the broken basement window is sealed off, and Wayne along with it. Run for the stairs. We've seen enough to know to leave. Run for the stairs. The door is blocked by a chair, and then something else, too. Try to tear through them? Toss the chair and do your best to get through the substance covering the door. It reforms and regenerates too quickly for you to claw your way through. Defeated, you turn back to the basement. The remainder of Reese's paintings await their artist's command. It's okay. Stay right there. I can take care of this. Then she won't be able to hurt anyone anymore. I'll be right back. Storms up the stairs, leaving you with his smears. You're not sure who to help. Best to follow Reese and see how things play out. Try to leave. Bound up this front to the door. It's shut by the constructs. Try to warn Dr. Kelly. Now, washed away everything secret stone that lurked in the forgotten basement of the clinic. Clinic holds a new horror. Somewhere beyond the narrow hallways leading to the house proper and doctor's office, there's a monster preparing to do something unthinkable. The door. Grasp the handle and turn. Duck. Duck. You do as she says, ducking out of the way. She shoots. The gun isn't very loud, but there's a pop as the projectile leaves the barrel, whizzing through the air. You see the dart embedded in Reese's chest. He pulls the tranquilizer dart from between his ribs. Heavy breathing as the drug courses through his system. You're going to have to try harder than that, you... No, how did you... As if you could hope to stop me, you pathetic waste of flesh. Before Wayne takes another step down the stairs, paint flows between the cracks of the wood, his panic pulling mobs of furious smears to hold his enemy in place. The artist darts away, but the smears continue his work in his absence. Dr. Kelly makes her escape down the hallway, and Wayne is overcome, glued in place at the top of the stairs by stiffening globs of paint. Run after Dr. Kelly? You run forward, braving the onslaught of smears, dodging them best you can to see where she went. In front of the door is smothered in paint. Hey! Her voice crackles out from an unseen speaker. You, Bronwyn, I'm stuck in the safe room. Can't help you from here, but you can help both of us. The hell is your son, ma'am? I wish I knew. He was fine until he hit puberty. Everyone said raising a teen was going to be a bitch, but they didn't know the half of it. I need you to get to the medical storage room. Give you further instructions when you're there. Okay. Turn back around, head to the storage room. I'm here. Great, now listen to me. That black duct tape key to get into the cabinet and bring the elephant tranquilizers. It's a bottle labeled Carfentanil. Bear tranquilizers aren't going to cut it anymore. An intercom system, huh? Doc? Good, you should hear this. Bronwyn, you don't have to do anything she says. I'm not going to hurt anybody else. Just her. And I don't. You and I both know she's going to shoot me full of elephant tranquilizers. Did I hear that right? Shove me back down in that basement, or somewhere worse. Keep killing me every day for the rest of my miserable existence. I feel amazing right now. Better than I've ever felt in my life. I'm not dangerous. She's scared because she knows she finally has to pay for what she's taken from me. I don't feel like I should get in the middle of this. Wayne? Just want to go home. I can't let you kill someone, Reese, though. I don't feel like I should get in the middle of this. You're already in the middle of it. Now grab those tranquilizers and get a move on. You can always stay here. Choose not to get involved. Choose to let me do whatever has to be done. You won't have a speck of blood on your hands. If she had no trouble doing this to her own son, who else might she be treating without their knowledge? She's the dangerous one. Enough. Reese cries out in pain. What the hell did you do to my shoulder? You see the briefest instant, something coming out of Wayne's sleeve. Just a flash of pale yellow, then slithering back into Wayne's clothes. I'll handle it. Try to get somewhere safe till then. The two stagger down the hallway. Quick, grab the tranquilizers, head to the safe room. Sure. Find with small black tape, matching key. She's an organized woman. Make your way to the medical storage room. You approach the doctor. Eaves open, breaking apart the mass of paint, sealing it shut. Hurry, I don't think I can keep it open for long. You slip past her into the safe room. She shuts the door quickly. Though one of the smears managed to slip past her. She stomps on it. Painted viscera splatters on the cement floor. Goddamn. Sounds like Reese and your friend are still fighting. You probably have a few minutes before he gets here. While we're at it, any other secrets you're keeping? Maybe, if we both survive. We decide to share a few more. You don't go tattling on anybody. What's the game plan? Well, I pump him full of elephant tranquilizers and lock him in here. Then somehow convince him to see things from my perspective. We all live happily ever after. But if he finds a way to kill you? I'm not gonna let that happen. This room, old X-ray room, lead walls after I realized the whole situation was a possibility. I had the door reinforced with special remote control locks. Glad it came in handy. Let's talk Reese. Yeah, I bet you have some questions. Go ahead, I have nothing left to hide. How did he not know what he was? I've been medicating him since he was 12. We've only had 3 incidents like this, maybe 4, depending on what counts. This is the worst one by far. He doesn't seem to understand at first that he looks different. I make sure to stay on top of his dosages, so he rarely ever does. But I've been preparing for this inevitability. He's an adult now, only so much I can do to control him. But what is he? First I thought he was some kind of werewolf, but doesn't follow any full moon rules. Silver doesn't do shit. And you've seen what he looks like, it's just weird. I wish I could examine him while he's fully transformed. I'd be fascinated to know what happens to him, or how his body does it. But he just seems pretty hellbent on ripping my throat out, so it has to remain a mystery. How do you know he's dangerous? Well, he wants to murder me, so that's clue number 1. It's not exactly like he's usually a violent kid, just mostly sad. But every now and then we butt heads, and it's usually this side of him that comes out. I imagine if this happens every time he gets frustrated with anyone. Imagine if he gets road rage one day, turns into a 12-foot tall monster with a million teeth, rips somebody apart in the middle of a major metropolitan area. Yeah, he's dangerous. I mean, you are his biggest threat to him. Don't preach to me. Sure, right now, the focus of his ire, but who's to say he's not going to find a new target once I'm out of the picture? I know what he's capable of. It's my job to make sure he doesn't hurt anybody. Was his dad similar? Strange little smile creeps onto his face. I wish I knew. Damn. Just monster fuck and go. Reese just kind of happened. I wasn't seeing anyone. I woke up pregnant one day. I know how impossible that sounds. I'm a doctor, for Christ's sake. Kept having these weird dreams, like a sleep paralysis episode. Romantic sleep paralysis episodes. They were kind of sweet, but they were just dreams. Then all of a sudden my period stopped. I got morning sickness, and 9 months later... Reese. There's so much to wrap your head around in this. Huh. That seems difficult. Yeah, you could say that. He was a cute kid. When I found out I was pregnant, I was terrified. Didn't know if I'd be ready. But he made me love being a mom. It's not like I was gonna be sunshine and roses forever. No matter what, kids grow up and they change, sometimes for the worst. This is part of being a mom too, doing what you can to make sure the child's brought into the world isn't going around eating people. Leave it at that. The sound of distant breaking glass cuts through the silence of the clinic outside the safe room. Shit, might be game time. Dr. Kelly opens the door. The two of you stare out into the hallway. Is this what you were so afraid of? Hand over tranquilizers. This is our shot. Man. I feel like you need to tranquilize him and then, like, get him to understand what he is. Maybe get some kind of control. Thought we were in this together. That was before you tried to kill me, to be fair. Doctor sighs heavily, staring down at the warped figure of her son. I can drag him into the safe room on my own. I'll meet you in the front when I'm done. Alright. You return to the entrance of the clinic. Everything's quiet now. Only streaks of paint where Reese's minions had once roiled out of the cracks of the wood. I hope you understand that this needs to stay between us. I don't care how much you feel like you need to share what happened to other people. The more people know about this, the more trouble it is for me and for him. I don't need any more well-intentioned escape plans. But, like... this is the problem. There's a magic stone in your basement. Thanks for the heads up, I guess. we let his friends in on this, it'll be a little bit easier to understand why they can't come in. I'll have to think about it. We'd run the risk of one of them trying to break him out. But if he's stuck in a windowless room with no internet and no friends, it's a one-way ticket to insanity. Then we'd have an insane monster on our hands. Stella in particular would be a problem. The girl never knows how to mind her own business or follow other people's rules. She has no fear of what might happen if he cut loose. Kanika, I might consider. She's a bit of a bleeding heart. Pretty inflexible morals could be a problem. I don't know how well she could keep a secret if Stella found out, and then Kanika probably be convinced to do a jailbreak. Blow up in my face. You can probably tell I put a lot of thought into this. It's the same calculation I've been doing for years. Whether or not I could fully be upfront with any of them, instead of pushing them away, hoping they didn't notice what was really going on. Maybe I'll get him a kitten or something. Like they did for Coco the gorilla. Might as well give him a tire swing while I'm at it for some enrichment in his enclosure. I hate that I have to do this, Sam. Can I come visit him? As long as you don't bring anyone else. Probably be good for him. Can't promise I want to see you. That he won't have some harsh words for you when he does. But I don't want him to be entirely isolated. To think I was starting to like the guy. Happy to help. Someone needs to kill him. Reese. For real. I almost wish he was more like a werewolf. Transforms on a predictable schedule. Isn't aware of himself when he does. It would make all of this a lot easier. Instead, I have to stare at him in the eye while I turn the key, knowing every time I do I'm driving him further and further away from me. As much as I'd love to stand around chatting, gotta get to work. Gotta clean this place as best as I can before tomorrow. You should probably get home. It's dark. I'm sure your cousin's worried about you. Hug her. No offense, I'm not a hugger. See you later. She firmly escorts you to the door, and it closes behind you. Goddamn. The night is oddly warm compared to the chill of the day. Crickets singing in the sleepy little neighborhood. Everything that's happened in the clinic feels like a dream. Now that it's over, you realize how little it meshes with your understanding of the world. Go home. Time to go home. Before you can get far, you're interrupted by the sound of panting and telltale jingle of dog tags. It's the militia! They poured out of the wood to stand before you on the road. You were looking for Gretchen, weren't you? We found her, in a person. They're by the side of the road a little ways through the woods. They're both fine, but the human wouldn't leave when we tried to make her. Gretchen insisted on staying by his side, so I'll have to take you to them. Hopefully you can use your people woods to get him somewhere safe. The woods are crawling with those awful creatures. It's not safe anymore, even for a human. You are very good dogs. Lead the way. Yes, we are good dogs. Hear that, Scraps? I'm not in the mood for accolades, Daisy. Just keep up with those who needs it. Okay, so this is Scraps. This is Daisy. I had them mixed up, I think. You let the dogs lead you into the wilderness. Following on their heels, they take you to Stella's hideaway. Before long, the trees thin and you find yourself on a steep hill by a two-lane road lined with one side by a sheer rock. And there, sitting on a log, staring mournfully into the asphalt, is Stella. There they are. Keep them safe. Be seeing you, speaker. You sit on the log beside Stella. Bronwyn, how did you... She looks over her shoulder in confusion. Is that a gang of dogs? I'm so glad my compatriots could be of service. I simply couldn't survive another night without my soft bed. Scraps and Daisy formed a militia. It's a long story, but they helped me find you. Huh. Neat. You should probably know what happened today. Oh? You relay the events of the evening best you can. Saying it out loud makes it less real. Sharing the plot of a horror movie or something didn't actually happen to you. Oh. My god. I'm just gonna go ahead and lock that one in the void. Let's go. I know that, Stretch. It's time to go home, Stretch. Thank the Lord I'll be sleeping in my own bed tonight. Thank you, Bronwyn, for talking some sense into this girl. Stella scoops up Gretchen in her arms, and the three of you walk back to town in silence. I guess I'll see you tomorrow. She gives you a tired wave before retreating into her house. Shit. Time for you to go home too. He appears as if out of nowhere, clothes streaked with what looks like blood and gore, but you realize it's the paint, evidence of his altercation with Reese. I'll walk you. Thank God you're okay. Worried Reese might have gotten to you. Wayne emits a strange kind of coughing sound, realize he's laughing. Shall we? Wayne walks just ahead of you in near complete silence. Did you know Reese was like that? I knew he was different. How exactly? Wasn't sure, but now I know. Why are you following me around? Why not Stella? Because you're special. Thanks for looking out for me tonight. Anytime you find yourself in danger, I'll be there for you. I'll always be there for you. I thought you might have done something bad to Stella. I didn't have to. She didn't have it in to stand by your side. Remember that. She won't be there if you need her. Wow. Whoa! No! No! Like, this game is so good for monster fuckers. I appreciate it so much, but goddamn. Thought you wanted me to stay at the estate. Aren't you gonna lecture me? You were free to make your own decisions. Those decisions have been made. I know that something pulls you. I know that you cannot stop until your task is finished. Keep you safe while you do what you must. You don't need to coming up with new conversations to fill the silence. You're tired. It's a long night. You should rest. Wayne remained silent for the rest of the journey back to the estate. I'm sure we'll see each other tomorrow. You should try to spend some time in that old building before you head to town. Tabitha won't be around, too busy in the mines. Forbidden places won't be forbidden without her to stop you. You might be surprised at what you find. Till then, sleep well. He disappears into the underbrush. Damn! The estate feels empty, wind howling through its abandoned halls, the very foundations creaking beneath you. Your cousin must have already gone to bed. You do the same. Exhausted beyond belief, you stumble into your room and collapse on the bed. The damp smell of the mattress starting to become almost welcoming, a sign now daily horrors of Scarlet Hollow are finally behind you. At least the sun inevitably rises once again. You close your eyes, your exhausted body succumbing to sleep almost immediately. You drift off, and you think of Reese, trapped in that tiny windowless room. All his greatest fears realized, his body no longer his own. You stopped him from killing Dr. Kelly. The world, at least for now, is protected from him. But then you think of nothing. This is the end of episode 4. And this is where the game currently ends. You've unlocked hardcore mode. 3 traits. No longer be able to use your traits to avoid the consequences of major decisions. This penalty only applies to hardcore runs. Have fun if you dare. If you'd like to continue the world state in episode 5, please save the game now. We are going to save. I don't know if it'll actually hold, but yeah. And credits. I really had a good time with this. This is one of the better written, I want to call it a visual novel, but it's more of a choose your own adventure. Like, and I keep calling these those, but it's very different when there's like a plot that it's going to reach at a head, and like you have to like fully comprehend everything else to get to that point. So these have been different in that you're going to get to that head, but there's like a whole tree of different heads you could reach from what it seems. A lot of the content warnings specifically lead me to believe that things are very different depending on how things go. Like matricide coming up, there's definitely a play where she dies. Um, yeah, decapitation didn't happen. Implied sex didn't happen, but that was part of the romance, I think. Uh, Guns didn't happen at all. Well, I guess he did, the tranquilizer. Amputation sure didn't happen, much less child amputation. Yeah, no dismemberment. No burning alive. That's wild. So, it's it's wild to see these content warnings and fully realize just how different this game could be on multiple plays. Uh, I'm not going to do a multiple play though, and this game is going to unfortunately have to sit in the background until it gets an update. So that's it for me today. Thank y'all for watching, and thanks to those on YouTube for watching. Be sure to follow me on Twitch if you haven't yet. And if you're following me on Twitch, be sure to check out my YouTube, where a lot of my different VODs go. And I've got some old LPs and some, my walks in the woods are also there. So, yeah. Appreciate everyone for hanging out. Remember, follow, subscribe, do the things with Twitch if you can. If you've got that Prime hanging around, I appreciate it. I try my best to do the best kind of content I can. And let's see who we can raid. Pip is starting control. So let's go say hi. Yeah.
Off the speedrunning event, and it was fun. I sped run Alan Wake American Nightmare.
Boop. Alright. Thanks, everybody. Love ya. Hope you have a wonderful day. Hope life gets better. Hope that